Ginising si Alexa ng sunod-sunod na pagtunog ng doorbell sa kanyang condo unit. Pilit niyang idinilat ang namimigat pang talukap ng kanyang mga mata. Tiningnan niya ang alarm clock sa ibabaw ng bedside table. Napaungol siya. Kalahating oras pa lang siya nakakatulog. Halos 36 hours siya na nasa mission and it was 2:30 in the morning. Who the hell was trying to wake her up? Pero habang bumabangon ay nakikilala niya ang cadence ng pagpindot sa doorbell. Dalawang magkasunod na pindot, pause pagkatapos ay 3 sunod-sunod. Biglang nawala ang antok niya. It was her dad. Iyon ang kanilang code. Ginawa niya iyon para alam niya kung dapat ba niyang pagbuksan ang kung sino mang nasa labas ng pinto. Alam ng kanyang daddy na hindi regular ang kanyang schedule, na pwedeng gising siya sa buong magdamag o kaya ay tulog na tulog dahil sa trabaho niya sa Black Bureau. Bakit kaya? Natanong niya sa isip. They saw each other regularly. Ito lang sa personal niyang buhay sa ngayon ang nabibigyan niya ng oras. She was off dating for a while, and with reason. But she had no time to think of that now. Dahil nagmamadali, robe na lang ang naipatong niya sa kanyang manipis na pantulog bago siya lumabas ng bedroom. Sinilip muna niya ang ama sa peephole bago niya binuksan ang pinto. Muntik na siyang mapaurong. Hindi ito nag-iisa. Unfortunately, the other man whom she had never seen before was on her father's extreme right, so she didn't see him when she peeped in the hole. Bigla siyang naging conscious sa kanyang ayos. Nag-shower siya bago natulog, but that was it. Sinuklay lang niya ang mga daliri ang kanyang mahabang buhok kanina. Basa pa iyon na makatulog siya. Malamang nagulong-gulo iyon ngayon. While the man outside with her father, bless him, was worth a peep. Dati siyang theater actress bago naging secret agent and she had played many roles on stage and on the street. Kaya siya nabigyan ng codename na Chameleon. She could be anything from the beautiful executive to a homeless hag. She had never played Peeping Tomasina and she had never thought she would want to. Until now, tumikim ang kanyang daddy. I'm sorry, sambit niya, ramdam ang pag-iinit ng kanyang mukha. I thought ikaw lang ang tao. Come in. Niluwagan niya ang pagkakabukas ng pinto bago siya nagmadaling bumalik sa kanyang kwarto. Nagpalit siya ng damit at nagsuklay ng buhok. Kating-kati ang kamay niyang kunin ang kanyang makeup kit pero nagkasya na lamang siyang maglagay ng face powder at lip balm. Baka sabihin ng lalaking kasama ng kanyang ama na nag-makeup pa siya para dito. Well, hindi ito nagkakamali. Ang tanging pumigil sa kanya ay ang dahilang masyado yung obvious kaya hindi na siya nag-makeup. Who is he? Tanong niya sa sarili. Pinasadahan niya ng tingin ng sarili sa salamin. Hindi siya madaling maapektuhan ng gwapong mukha. She preferred men with brains than bronze in her personal life. Kung gwapo man ng mga lalaking may utak, nagkakataon lamang yon. Pero aware siya na hindi yun importante ng mga sandaling iyon. Her father had never brought a man in her place before, while he had never brought anyone, for that matter. This must be really important. Bumalik siya sa sala. Nagulat siya nang makitang ibinaba ng daddy niya sa center table ang tray ng kape at inabutan ng isang tasa ang kasama nito. Ang daddy niya, si Armand Ramos, ay direktor ng isang pinakamalaki at pinakamayamang kumpanya sa Pilipinas, ang Ventura Enterprises, at nagsisilbi ng kape sa isang lalaking na hamak naman ay mas bata rito. Muli siyang na-curious sa identity ng lalaki. Tumayo ang lalaki nang makita siya. Lumingon naman ang daddy niya sa kanya. Sumenya siya na ito'y maupo na. Umupo rin siya pagkatapos umabot ng kape mula sa tray. She needed the fix. Kahit gising na siya, ay parang may buzz pa rin sa loob ng kanyang ulo. Nagtatanong ang mga matang tumingin siya sa kanyang ama. So, ano pong dahilan at... You don't recognize him, do you? Tanong ng kanyang ama. Nakaangat ang mga kilay na tumingin siya uli sa lalaki. Sinisino ito? Simpatiko ang mga mata nito, matangos ang ilong, simpatiko ang mga labi, may cleft chin at pangahan. He was really handsome. He had sideburns and a 5 o'clock shadow, wore a dark brown long sleeves and black denim that perfectly fitted his muscle thighs. May bahagyang pangingitim sa paligid ng mga mata nito na parang nagsasabing puyat din ito gaya niya. Because of work or pleasure? Ano bang pinag-iisip niya? Sumeryoso siya, tinitigan na talaga ang lalaki na tila naaasiwa na sa kanya. Shy but adorable. Tumikhim ito. Lihim siya napangiti sa sarili. She really had to stop ogling the man. I'm sorry, I still can't. Suddenly, unti-unti nga ito naging pamilyar sa kanya. Mga matang simpatiko na dati laging natatabingan ng makakapal na salmen. Muscled body na dati ay puno ng baby fats. No, he was fat. Really fat. Iyon ang dahilan kung bakit hindi niya ito nakilala. Biology? Chemistry? Physics? Senior's ball. Oh my God! Her very first kiss. Rafael? Shock na sambit niya sa pangalan ng kanyang kinakapatid. Hello Alexa. Anito sa unang pagkakataon. Binasag ng malakas na tawa ng kanyang daddy ang kanyang pagkakatulala. I knew she wouldn't recognize you. Didn't I tell you, Rafael? Tumango ang lalaki at matipid ng umiti. Meanwhile, she was speechless. Nasa isip niya naging gap sa pagitan nila pagkatapos ng gabi ng senior's ball. Nasaktan nito dahil sa masasakit na mga salitang sinabi niya. Litong-lito siya noon dahil sa galit. She asked for forgiveness many times. He would always say he had forgiven her and she should not think about it anymore. But somehow, she knew he was lying. How could she not think that? Since then, iniiwasan na siya nito. The last time they saw each other was on graduation day. He never let him see him again until now. Rafael, ulit niya, pabulong, saka siyang umiti. You look good. Had to. Umuwi na sina mommy at nagkabalikan na sila ni daddy years ago. Have you heard? She made sure I lose weight. Muntik na siyang mapangiwi. Tinutokso itong mama's boy noon bago maghiwalay ang mga magulang nito. Kahit high school na, kahit sa simpleng science invention contest, naroon ang ina nito at maingay na nag-cheer dito. It used to make him stutter and blush profusely. The boys taunted him mercilessly. Pero kahit madalas itong mapahiya noon, he was happy when his mother was happy. Rafael's mother had raised a very sensitive, very loving son. At dahil doon, hindi niya magawang sisihin ang ginang kung bakit pagdating sa anak, napaka-protective nito. He stayed with him and her in the States during college. Nang bumalik ang mga ito sa Pilipinas, shortly after that ay nagkabalikan ng mga magulang nito. Maayos ang problema. Ang hula niya ay gumawa ng paraan si Rafael para mangyari iyon. Yeah, I heard. I'm happy for you. Hindi ito umimik. Tumingin lang ito sa kanyang daddy na mukhang naalala ang pake ng mga ito dahil doon. Ibinaba ng daddy niya ang iniinom nitong kape at seryosong tumingin sa kanya. As you already know, nang mamatay ang tito nitong si Rafael, siya ang bumibili ng pharmaceutical business nito na malapit nang malugi sa naiwan nitong byuda at nag-iisang anak. That was 2 years ago. The business had bloomed thanks to his good business judgment. Sumulyap at ngumiti ito kay Rafael sa huling pangungusap. Tipid na gumanti ng ngiti si Rafael. Napangiti rin siya. Her father was still treating Rafael the way he did when they were little. Paborito nitong inaanak ang lalaki at lagi niyang naiisip na kung nagkaroon ng daddy niya ng anak na lalaki, that was exactly how he would be treated. Cute si Rafael nung maliit pa, mataba at bilog na bilog ito. Hindi pa rin siya talaga makapaniwala na ito ang matangkad at trim na lalaking kaharap niya ngayon. Kanina lang, someone tried to kill Rafael, Alexa. Patuloy ng daddy niya. That got her attention really fast. Nabura ang ngiti sa mga labi niya. What? May nagtangkang pumatay kay Rafael sa parking lot ng restaurant kung saan kami nag-meeting para pag-usapan ng alok ko sa kanya. Inaalok ko kasi siyang makipag-merge na sa Ventura Enterprises so he could go back to making medicines in his lab, which he'd most abandoned when he had to manage that business. Anyway, pareho kaming nasa parking lot at may namaril at nasa malapit ka lang, Dad. Putol niya sa sinasabi nito. Wala siyang keme sa mga baril at bala, pero kung involve ang kanyang ama, ibang usapan na yun. I'm alright, Iha. Hindi naman akong binaril. I know. But still, bumaling naman siya kay Rafael. Are you okay? Nagulat ito pero sumagot pa rin. I was wearing a bulletproof vest. You were what? Ang daddy niya nag-explain. He's been receiving death threats lately and he told me about it. I made him to go Rourke's and he acquired a bulletproof vest from them. Those really thin ones that almost invisible inside a shirt and would make you wonder if they do work. Apparently, they did. It saved his life tonight. Rourke LaGuardia, or Agent Ware, was one of the elite agents of Black Bureau. He owned a top-quality security business, LaGuardia Security Systems and Services, that also sold security paraphernalia he had developed himself. Isa lamang ang manipis na mga bulletproof vest na dinevelop ng tech lab nito. He also secretly designed spy gadgets for the Bureau in collaboration with their own agent Einstein, si Lawrence Contreras. Si Lawrence ang dating bunso sa Black Bureau, isang in-house agent na magaling na inventor. With the influx of fresh agents, marami nang yung mas bata rito na itinuturing ito sa isang mga legend na headquarters. Pero ito pa rin ang mananatiling bunso ng mga original elites. Both Agent Ware and Agent Einsteins were happily married with adorable little babies. Lahat ng original elites may mga asawa na at may maliliit na chikiting. Habang siya, naputok ang kanyang mga mata kay Rafael at nakadama siya ng kakaibang kirot sa kanyang dibdib. Kissing him was mistake. Her idealism about love and romance was never the same since that day. Many years ago, isa yung bagay na hanggang ngayon ay pinagsisisihan pa rin niya ng labis. She looked like she meant business. She used the same facial expressions she had used a million times before and he felt a twinge of pain in his heart. Gustong tawanan ni Rafael ang kanyang sarili, pero paitang naramdaman niya sa kanyang puso. One would think he was remembering an ex-girlfriend, but it wasn't like that at all. Halos hindi pa rin siya makapaniwala na nasa harap lang niya si Alexa Ramos, ang kinakapatid niya na dating laman ng kanyang youthful dreams and worst nightmares. He had admired her like he had never admired anyone in his life. She was beautiful, yes, but that alone didn't spark his adoration. It was that in spite of her beauty, she was also very talented. Was one of the most intelligent students in the school, had a great sense of humor that reflected a zest of life that was entirely her own and that he had envied. She was also always very kind, until that morning she attacked him with the most hurtful words he had ever heard in his entire life. Because it all came from the most perfect girl in his dreams. Napabuntong hininga siya. After all these years, akala niya ay na-overcome na niya yon. Pagkatapos ng kanyang mga na-achieve sa buhay, akala niya ay hindi na siya maaapektuhan ng presensya nito. Pero ngayong kaharap niya ito, kahit naiisip niya ang mga accomplishment na iyon na hindi nakakahiyang ialay sa isang babaeng pipiliin ng kanyang puso, she could still rock his world. Naalala niya si Mean, ang magandang dalaga at nakakabatang kapatid ni Rourke LaGuardia na nakasundo niya agad noong binisita niya sa LaGuardia Security System and Services. Fortunately, hindi siya ang dating geek-looking, homogeneous Rafael Gonzaga noong panahon. Malakas na ang apil niya ngayon sa mga babae. Bagaman paminsan-minsan ay kinakagulat pa rin niya kung paanong nalagay sa isip ng mga ito kahit ang intelihenteng mga babaeng nakakasalamuhan niya na kung ano nakikita sa panlabas sa kaanyuan ay laman din ng kalooban. He could never claim he understood women, but of course he didn't mind them before. Si Alexa lang, and she was the most confusing of all. Why not give his attention to other women? That would be better and safe. At ngayong mayroon na siyang naiisip na solusyon sa kanyang predicament, ninitian niya si Alexa. Sandaling nakalimutan ni Alexa ang kanyang itatanong nang makitang ngumiti si Rafael pagkatapos ang pagkunot ng noo nito na nagpakababa sa kanya. He's remembering that past too, pero baka nagkamali siya. What kind of death threats? Ani yan ang maalala ang kanyang itatanong. Huminga ito ng malalim. Letters threatening my life. What else? Actually, hindi ko pinapansin yun nung una. Your father found out somehow and he brought me to LaGuardia as he told you. Ngumiti ito. Isinuot ko ang vest because I admired its engineering. It's really innovative and very modern. I wish I had met its designer when I went. Rafael, you just got shot. At that important than the vest? Maang nasambit niya. I know. Anito, bahagyang nahiya. You sound like my mother. Hindi ka pa rin nagbabago. Patutsada niya. May nagtatangka sa buhay mo. I know and it matters. Kalmadong sabi nito. What I don't understand is why your father dragged me here instead of to the police. Hindi ko alam kung paano mo ako matutulungan. Napakurap siya. Oo nga naman, wala itong ideya sa klase ng trabaho niya. Alexa can help you, sabad ng kanyang daddy. Naguguluhang tumingin dito si Rafael. How? She's a theater actress. Ibinalik nito ang tingin sa kanya. Mali ba ako? Matagal na akong hindi umaarte, sabi niya. Really? Sayang, nasa States ako every time you perform noon. Wala man lang ako napanood kahit isang play na kasama ka sa cast. It's okay, sabi niya. Bagaman masama ang tingin dito, hindi siya naniniwala na hindi ito sinasadya niyon. Pero meron akong kakilalang maaaring makatulong sa'yo. Pagpapatuloy niya. Bago pa may masabi ang kanyang ama na kung ano ang magko-compromise sa Black Bureau. Her father absolutely trusted Rafael at hindi niya iyon masisisi. Rafael had this ability to stay as unbellish and innocent as a child. Or at least, iyong Rafael na nakilala niya noon. He was a person who never compromised when it came to his integrity and he sometimes couldn't understand what others did. Para dito, napakadaling yon. Kung hindi lang talaga niya ito kinakapatid at itinuturing na parang kapatid, she would have fallen for him. At dito na po nagtatapos ang ating kwento. Sabay-sabay po nating abangan ang susunod na kabanata. Maraming salamat po. God bless and stay safe.